Hello, Kelsey. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. Well, first of all, your last game's outfit was rock, especially the jacket was unreal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, this week between the game two against the Mercury and the game one against the Storm, how beneficial for you is?
This week is huge in preparation. I feel like, it's very interesting. I wasn't aware that the schedule, I feel like we played so much, this season, back to back to back in games and travel. And then all of a sudden, we have like a week off before, this next series. So, Seattle gets a week off too. So I don't know how much it benefits like someone over somebody else, but it's nice to be able to, recover and then obviously get back to focusing in on what we do. Some really good reps in practice today. I'm excited to string those along, and we'll be ready for Sunday.
Did you remind you a little bit your overseas experience in Turkey, especially?
My experience, say that again?
Did you remind that week off? Did you remind you your overseas experience playing for Galatasaray?
Yeah, I've had a little bit of playoff experience, not just in, the States and overseas. I feel like I'm a little bit more of a vet when it comes to, being ready for this next push. But, I don't know. I'm definitely excited to get a little bit of rest, but also, definitely pushing it and have the ton of energy on Sunday.
How you prepare yourself for the matchup against you?
Yeah, Seattle's a really tough team. Like I said, they have probably the experience bucket on us. They definitely have a lot of weapons, a lot of different players that can go get them a bucket. I think for us, we have to focus on us and what we do. Defensively, we're going to have to really lock in and create havoc, disruption. And the offense comes off of our defense. So I think that's the biggest emphasis for coach this week. And, everyone on our team understands what's at stake. So this is the best time of year.
How big factor is the home court advantage for you in this series?
It's huge. It's huge. You gotta win your home court games. With that being said, I know they're coming in here trying to steal game one. So, that's what's ahead of us. That's what's all of our focus right now. But that's why you play all season, to get the seeding that you want so you're able to defend your home court.
How you react on the Arika's absence? How you try to make a step up every player on the roster to cover her absence?
Yeah, it's been tough. She brings a lot of toughness, energy, obviously production. I thought Ileana has come in and done a tremendous job. I thought Raquana has also stepped up, but we don't talk enough about Kia Stokes, what she does on the defensive end, her disruption, block shots, rebounds. She runs the floor. She's knocking down, jump shots when they leave her and things like that. So that's why they've built this team, to have a lot of talent, and people have done a tremendous job stepping up. So it's really cool to see.
And last question for me: if you can isolate one thing on your game as a team that is the biggest strength of your game, what would you like to pick and why?
For our team, I would say the biggest strength is on any game at any given time in the game, somebody can go make a play. And I think we've seen that throughout the season, really. Maybe it's Jackie one quarter, maybe it's Chelsea, maybe it's Asia, maybe it's me, maybe it's Raquana. Like, you've seen all these people kind of insert themselves onto the game. So I would say being able to have individually people make plays. Thank you.
Mr. Duncan, do you have anything, or are you lurking today?
I do have one question for Kelsey. On the defensive front, the Aces have kind of shifted from playing more at the level of the screen. Now it seems like the switching has kind of ramped up over the second half of the season. How important are those switches and the scram switches behind that going to be for you in the series?
Yeah, it just depends on the matchup and what we're doing schematically. I know the coaches have watched a ton of film and they've figured out what they think is best in terms of, what we're doing on ball screens and schematically, stuff like that. But I think the ultimate consensus is whatever we do, we need to be physical and we need to be aggressive and we need to communicate, so if we are switching, great. If we're not switching, great. But we have to be aggressive and dictate where the offensive player goes. I think a lot of times we get in trouble because we're basically passively reacting to what the offense is doing. And by that time, players are too good. And so that's something that's been an area of focus.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Kelsey. We will let you go and see you tomorrow.
Sure.
Thanks, Christos.
Thank you, Gigi. Take care.
Go get some sleep. We have hit the record button. So Christos, why don't you start us off? We're here with your
Okay.
response.
Well, there's how was the last couple of days? The last 3 days, actually. You have a day off, practices. How you prepared for the second round?
We've done since the game, we've had a few days off to just relax our bodies and kind of reset our minds to, get in the right headspace to take on a new 5-game series against a completely new team. And today was a really great first day of practice. We really attacked it on the defensive end, and we know that Seattle is a ultra talented team, and us preparing defensively is going to be a key piece of what it's going to take to get the job done if we want to win these games in this upcoming series.
Obviously, every playoff round is a different story at its own. So, what is the main difference between the round against the Mercury and the round right now against the Storm? How different is the approach actually?
I don't think the approach is any different. I think the whole season, our goal was to focus on us. We play our best when we focus on us, and not allow other teams to dictate what we do. So our main focus right now is just, making sure that we're doing what we do best and not letting other teams dictate or change or, make us reroute from what we want to do offensively and defensively. We're a really good team as well. And, we're looking to, create more of a interior presence and take away paint touches and paint points, as well as, take away their outside game. It's going to be a really tough matchup, but I think that, with our preparation and with, the talent that we do have on our team, we're going to be in a good space coming up on Sunday.
If you could isolate one thing on Ace's way of play right now, that is the biggest strength of your game, what would you like to pick and why?
I think the biggest strength of our game is when we're playing in unison on defense. When we're talking, we're playing together on defense, everything else just seems to click a lot easier. So when our defense is flowing and we're getting stops and we're getting rotations and we're getting, shot blockers at the rim and we're getting closeouts and making people not necessarily get their first choice, but make them go to a counter move or make them pass the ball off and do something that they don't want to do. That's when we're playing our best. When you see deflections turn into turnovers and, we get those steals and convert into layups and we convert into transition threes and things like that. When we start flowing out of our defense is when we're playing at our best.
And speaking about the Hamby's absence, a lot of talks, a lot of speculations about the way that you would like to cover the absence of the Arca Hamby. How you try to make a step up every player from your perspective? How you try to make a step up and cover the Arca's absence so far?
I think that, when anybody goes down, especially one of your big starters, an all-star at that, I think it just takes a little bit more from everybody to just step up and do their part. If you want to win a championship, it's a team thing. Not one person wins a championship. So we try to just have the next man up mentality. And right now, Kia has stepped into the starting role, doing a really great job for us. I think her aggressive defensive nature, her shot blocking ability, and the way that she just does, the little things, the garbage things, the trash buckets, the things that nobody really wants to do, that just takes a lot of heart and effort. You see Kia doing. And I think that's what it takes from everybody. Ellie's coming in doing a really great job off the bench, and you just see it trickle down. So when one of us goes down, you see the group kind of come together and try to close that gap as best as we can. We obviously miss Dearica a lot. She's such a great talent, and her energy and her motor it's what kept us going at points of the season. So we just got to do our best to fill in those gaps the best we can with just heart and effort and do the best.
And one last question: in the How important is the home court advantage at this series against the Storm?
I think it's important to have home court advantage. Whenever you're playing really great teams, it's always nice to have your fans backing you. A lot of the times momentum is carried by your crowd and your crowd noise. And, you know, everybody in Michelob Ultra Arena knows what it's like on game day. And this place is pumping and it's a really great, fun environment to be a part of. And I think that our crowd is definitely going to help us pull through in this series. And it's going to be a major part of, you know, what it takes to move on to the next round.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
TP, you've been in the playoffs now, I think it's 5 times. It's your 5th year in the postseason. Differences now to when you were a rookie. What do you wish you maybe knew as a rookie about the postseason and that you've tried to impart on some of our younger players?
I think that, you know, from rookie year to now, a thing that I've learned about playoff basketball is just to understand what you've done to get to this point and to do those things very well and not to go over and above and beyond what you bring to the table just because you're in playoffs. You just have to do what you're doing well and make sure that you're doing that perfectly. If you're just shooting the 3 ball at 30%, maybe increase it to 35%. You just got to bring it a little bit more, just like an extra edge of focus, an extra edge of doing a little bit more, but nothing crazy. It's not like you're inventing a whole new game. It's just playoff basketball. So everything just needs to be a little bit more tailored.
And how does the focus change? I know it hasn't started yet, but this is potentially a 5-game series, all against the same team. We've had some situations this year where we played teams back to back. So what's the difference in terms of playoff basketball where you're just focusing on one team for the entire extent of the series?
I think this season was really good in the aspect that we did have a few teams that we played back-to-back and sometimes back-to-back-to-back situations. And I think that it has kind of prepared us for a playoff-like situation. In those games earlier in the year, we made, you know, post-game adjustments after every one and adjusted in those series like games in season. So going against the Seattle in a 5-game series is going to give us an opportunity to, you know, come out with our best punch and then be able to kind of navigate it as the series goes on and, you know, see what we can do a little bit better, where we can show a little bit more pressure, where we can take some away and kind of like pick and choose where we want to attack. I think it's going to be, you know, a really intense series, 2 really great teams. This could easily any other year be a finals matchup. So I think this is going to be a really exciting series. And, you know, we're just looking to be the victors.
Thanks a lot, TP. We'll let you go and be back momentarily with Kelsey Plum.
Thank you, Jiggy.
Thanks, Christos. We'll be back in a little bit.
Bye, Christos. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.